Is it recording?
Okay, so Tom, you were talking about some of the things that you've been able to identify that are proving valuable to people in uBegin. So.
Yeah. One thing that I've been doing when I've been speaking with people at the booth is I've been going through anecdote examples of how community organizers would be able to use uBegin.
Uh-huh.
And with one recent instance, we were talking about community organizers in Kenya dealing with challenges of drought. And we highlighted that the system in a particular community might be structured such that, a couple of the farmers in the area are having, serious challenges with the drought.
Yep.
And they might have a couple of support systems in place, a couple of maybe people that they can reach out to within their network to ask for some guidance on what they can do. But what we're making it possible for is for them to also search a more global database. And it might not have to be global, it might be just regional, it might be national, it might be international. In any way, for people who have had similar drought problems, challenges, and how they've addressed them. And so it was about empowering the community organizer that people really grabbed onto. And so we were mentioning, I said, so you can create a project for, if you're a community organizer in this circumstance, you create a project around the drought challenge you're experiencing in Kenya, and invite those other support agents into your project, but also search in the bar here a keyword of drought issues in Kenya,
Right.
or drought issues in Africa, and based on your keywords, other solutions or other projects will populate, and you can click into those, find those people, and invite them to your project. And she goes, that's great.
Yep.
And then she goes, but, one thing that we might see is, okay, we got a lot of great solutions, and some people to now connect with and talk with about how can I adjust those to my region.
Nice.
But what's still missing is potentially the implementation training on how to go about maybe building a well, or go about designing some actual, like a cistern or some storage container, using some sort of local materials. Maybe you make it out of concrete, maybe you make it out of timber, and line it with something. Where do you get the lining? How do you install this thing? How do you actually build it?
Yep.
So some of the technical details.
Yep.
And what I said there is, well, you can just search for well builders, or search for these technical people.
Yes.
And we have technical knowledge workers who specify that they can do technical problem solving. And so we match you with them, and you invite them to your project.
So it sounds to me that what you identified was not only can it help broader sort of localized or regionalized strategies, but it can also help certain people that are working in projects on the day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Yeah, which sounds great. Yeah.
And so it's for big picture and vision and bringing in people to sort of brainstorm.
Yep.
But also, you can be very granular with how you track your work on a day-to-day basis.
Nice.
Just like that.
Nice.
And that was really, that flexibility and the robustness, while still appearing very simple and easy to use, was very compelling.
Great.
Yeah.
I like
and
the
then
sound of that.
what was also really compelling was, okay, great, well, you've been working on your project for a couple of weeks, and you built it, you've got photos, it's having impact, you've tracked some of the numbers, and now you just take the card that was your project and you make a celebrate post about it.
Nice.
And then from there, it gets tagged to all the other celebration perhaps posts within this domain of
This special
water
thing.
conservation.
Yes.
And you've just empowered all the people in your project to get repeat business or repeat connections and repeat work to help scale some of these good solutions.
I love it.
Faster, by just going to the right people that know. So you'll have that team might go do 20 projects that summer.
Right.
Because the people who needed the projects just came to them as like the solution. Like this solution has the right team makeup and they can do all these projects.
Okay. So that's interesting. That's another level of it.
She was really excited about that as well.
Yeah. She could use it to build her business.
Used to build a business, yeah.
Yeah.
And your project represents, great, that team is the team that can do it.
Nice.
And it's
I like that very much.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.